क्या हुआ?
स्टार्ट नहीं होगा।
स्टार्ट नहीं हो रहा है।
इधर तक आया था स्टार्ट से, इधर नहीं स्टार्ट नहीं होगा।
अच्छा 1 मिनट। पुश करो। छोड़ दो छोड़ दो छोड़ दो। अरे पेट्रोल बंद है। Add this over here. That's cool. So in terms of stuff on the map, I started from here in Pokhara, rode all the way around till here to Beni, and up through all of this past Jomsom to Kagbeni. Interruption. Morning traffic here in Kagbeni. Anyway, so I went to Kagbeni and then I rode up to Muktinath over here. From Kagbeni upwards is the route to Upper Mustang. Hello fellows. Now I wanted to ride to Upper Mustang as well, but unfortunately two problems. One is permits are super expensive. It's $50 a day and you have to take a minimum of 10 days, so that's $500 minimum in terms of permit cost. And two, you can't go there alone. You need to be riding with at least one other person and you need to have a guide. And then the guide charges you between $20 to $30 a day, plus a bike, plus fuel, plus accommodation and food for the guide, plus your own fuel, accommodation and all of that jazz. So overall, a 10-day ride to Upper Mustang just by yourself, from what I've been told by several people here in Nepal, will cost you about $1,000, which is just too much money to spend on 10 days of riding. So I'll have to come back for that. So for now, bike is loaded up and we begin our journey back towards Pokhara down the route that we came. By now I'd spent enough time in Mustang to know that anything was easier to do in the first half of the day. The skies were more clear, the views more rewarding, and I wouldn't need to battle the howling winds that blow through the valley. So I stopped off in Jomsom to get my exit stamp on my conservation area permit. They don't really come out and stop you as you're riding past or anything. It's on you to get off and go in and get your stamp done. But I think the idea is that they do sort of keep a log on a computer about who's going in and all that. Got that stamp done, and I also got some fuel. I still have a fair bit of fuel left because I've ridden only about 200 something kilometers. But the last thing you want in a place like this is to get stranded without fuel. It'll be a really foolish thing to do. So I got 5 liters. 150 rupees a liter here, by the way. So the most expensive yet. This is a tiny town called MARPHA, which is when you're coming from Pokhara, it's before Jomsom. Wow, look at this. Welcome to the historic village of MARPHA. How cool is this? Which way do we go? As soon as I entered MARPHA, I felt like I was within an ancient fortress. So MARPHA is really famous for its apples, from what I've heard. So you get a lot of apple-based products from here. So I had a simple breakfast. Was something that they call a Tibetan bread, which essentially is like a chapati and a puri combined. It looks like a chapati, but it's fried like a puri, slightly sweet, very nice, and with a lovely cup of coffee and an apple crumble. But now it's time to continue the ride back down. This is where the real action begins after MARPHA. MARPHA to Beni. Riding through most parts of Nepal, sometime or the other you're going to get into a dust storm. It's just how it is. Which is why this is a country where tractor drivers wear a helmet. It's the only way they can keep the dust off their faces as well. The dust and wind are actually the most tiring factors when you ride around here. You know how they say that it's easier to break something than make it? That it's easier to undo something that took a long time to build. That logic often applies to adventure too. While it takes a lot of time and effort to get to a place, the return leg seems significantly simpler. While riding to Mustang, there were several places I crossed that I imagined could pose as a problem on the route back. But the descent turned out to be less challenging than I'd expected. It wasn't a breeze, but it definitely was easier than the ascent. Around the middle of the day, I realized that if I pushed just a little bit, I'd probably be able to ride all the way back to Pokhara in one shot. With a new target in mind, we went about bashing our way down the mountains with renewed vigor. How on earth am I going to climb that? You just smashed the road over there. How are we going to go over this? Come on. Faith, you're a beauty, Faith. You're amazing. Super proud of you. All those dirt bikes were scrambling and you just breezed up. Well done. Super proud of you. I've spent more than 4 hours today just waiting. Look at the wind kicking up dust. Whoa. After hours of riding on bumpy roads and hours of waiting for the roads to be cleared, finally just crossed Beni. Another 60 or 70 to Pokhara now, but I'll have patches of tarmac, so should be faster. Soon after I'd crossed Beni, the sky began to change. Rain clouds were moving in quickly, and I needed to double up the pace if I hoped to make it to Pokhara before darkness fell. There was a sense of excitement building, knowing that this part of the adventure was nearing completion. There's an interesting sunset happening. People seem to be getting their rain gear out. There's rain there, there's rain there, and there are clouds everywhere. Pokhara is just down there. Few kilometers left to go. And we're in Pokhara. 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 The sun has set, the rain has come, and we have reached our hotel in Pokhara. I cannot believe that we did Mustang solo on a Thunderbird.